Greetings, I am Liz, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And
let's play a game together, yeah!
Alrighty, everybody, so we are trying to figure out the experience with Kayla being real excited, and whether or not we're gonna lie to people about our sort of date experience, etc. And,
Yeah, so I'm glad everyone could make it. The bell rings. Well, I guess you should go to class. Yeah, of course. See you later.
And I'm going to...
Wah!
Wait, to class,
Please.
bye. But you'd better call me later and tell me everything that happens.
She whispers to me, and I wink in agreement.
And Ben is none the wiser, because
Not at all.
girl things, I guess.
I suppose, because that's the stereotype. I'm standing outside school. Brody texted saying that he would pick me up, so I'm waiting for him. Mark happens to be walking past and notices me waiting.
So I have to say, he left his hair
Oh,
that way.
no.
He would.
Sigh.
They're like, he's never going back because Kayla likes it, I guess.
I guess.
It is sort of like that makeover that you do for the girl character, and then she has to maintain it forever after, with the guy, but because, now he likes me. And I'm like, you should be able to go back to yourself.
Whatever you wanted.
Or be whatever's comfortable for you. But what I was doing is, I was just thinking again about this whole thing with Brody, and Bern seems so much like she's not thinking about it, not engaged in it at all. It does seem more and more like that sort of just sudden, frantic choice of, I'll just do whatever I want.
Right.
Or I'm going to take agency over my engagement of, all these guys are pushing their way into my life, I'll just pick another one on my own.
Right.
Kind of thing.
A little weird.
Hey, Bern, you're not taking the bus today?
Oh, there you are, Mark. I missed you this morning.
Yeah, I, overslept. I'm not used to partying late.
Kayla, I was awake. He was dead.
And then, whoa.
He looks away, embarrassed. He quickly changes the subject.
Just like, I don't even know how to talk about what happened. I've never, date anything before.
Right?
Ever. But what about you?
How is that changing the subject?
Nah.
Okay, I'm fine. Oh no! But I have a date today?
Because it's not about his night anymore.
Right.
That's the
Except that seems really silly. It should be like the thing, it's a natural conclusion of that part of the conversation, so that's why I'm like, how is that changing quickly?
Yeah, that
changing
doesn't
the
seem
subject?
like changing the subject. That seems like moving on now.
It's just like, yeah.
Continue moving forward on the topic, yeah.
They're just like, because that's all you could really say sometimes, where you're just like, I'm not used to partying late, like, and that's it.
What? With, who?
I quickly tell him about my meeting with Brody. Suddenly Brody's car pulls up and he waves from the window.
How do you know that's Brody's car? You've never seen it before.
Because we are magically able to discern all owners of cars. Their name is written on the outside.
I was just saying the license plate says Brody.
How would we notice it? Written on the car.
Written on, just like that
Brody's.
line, like script along the side of it, Brody.
Yeah, Just like we know Alex's car, we know Ben's car, we know Joey's car.
Yep, it's fine.
Oh, I have to go. I'll see you later, Mark. It's very important in this world that people embellish their names, especially with like a really bright, obnoxious...
Yeah, I just imagining this parking lot with all these beautiful, expensive, rich people cars. Every one of them a beautiful name emblazoned upon the side of it.
With Swarovski crystals. It doesn't matter about the integrity of the car or anything else. It needs to look cool.
Oh, yeah, bye.
He waves slowly, still looking confused about what's happening.
I don't.
Hey, Bern. Great to see you again.
This episode's gonna be my friend talking to themselves. It's gonna be amazing. Hi.
I do as he says and get in the car. We drive to a fancy restaurant.
I love that some of the cars, she really is looking at the back of the seat like she's crawled in, and the other ones, she's sitting sideways on her knees looking like at the driver or out the window kind of thing.
Right?
Like, wow.
Bern, I am so happy to see you again. I couldn't stop thinking about you last night.
In the dark of the night, all I was thinking about was you.
For you, baby.
That's it.
Thanks, Brody. It was great meeting you too. I was looking forward to this date as well.
Good, I'm so glad.
Brody flashes a smile and reaches into his pocket. He holds out something shiny.
It's a marriage proposal.
He's already moved on.
Yes.
Whoa. Fine. Please accept this gift. A token of my appreciation for accepting my date.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness. It's a shiny gold bracelet, and it looks like real gold. I hope it's not like pure gold. So, one of the stupid things that I love that people do not seem to understand, it looks like real gold. You're like, you have no idea, one, and number two, also, like, anything, like, is, like, gold plated or has some
Uh-huh.
gold. It's not entirely made out of gold, because gold itself is actually really soft and it breaks pretty easily. Like, you can manipulate it pretty well.
I mean, the thing is there you could definitely get 24 karat gold things, which is the
Yeah.
standard for your functioning gold.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of things are gold plated, but also a lot of most people that I've ever known, unless they collect gold and are super into gold, they can't on sight tell gold versus fake gold.
Oh yeah.
And the reason is they'll look at stuff, and some things like stuff that's meant to look like gold, it can be hard to tell if it's gold or not without checking it.
Right.
And like in reference to like thrift shopping and growing up poor, I knew a couple of people that really they would scout for gold at thrift shops,
Right.
kind of thing. And it would be is it gold plated? Is it actually gold? Does this look like gold? Is it gold? And they had several ways of like checking or testing, or just looking for the tags on the jewelry itself, where it would say gold plated or not.
Right. There's also, again, so that thing that I talked about, that it's really easy to actually manipulate gold, that's why you got the stereotype of people biting the gold coin to check if it's real, because real gold does actually have some give to it.
It's pretty soft. I'd say. On the other hand, I think it's just really funny, given that all of us have had plenty and ridiculous amounts of money, and your lifestyles and your visual lifestyles suggest you have tons of money, and suddenly we're like, it looks like real gold. I mean, the dress that Alex bought for you was probably more expensive than this bracelet.
Probably. It looks like real gold.
The dress we've never mentioned again. You can't accept it either way. That's hilarious. Both of these are not accepted.
Yeah.
Like, not even thinking about the character. Like, they're only offering, don't accept it.
Yeah, pretty much. This feels really strange. I'm also like, I don't know what Byrne would do, because...
I mean, generally she's tried to reject gifts. Previously, she has tried to reject gifts. She didn't want the dress and wasn't really excited about it.
That's true.
And various, like, other things of, I've gotten this for you, I've done this for you, and she's kind of like, okay.
Right? She doesn't seem super enthused.
I think also, though, for her, like, gifts, sort of like even her dad doing the pancakes to sort of make Evan be better again, are an experience that I now owe you something, or this has a deeper meaning to it.
Yeah, so, but I can't accept that. Especially, like, initially, it's pretty early on, so it's not like there's any amount of, like, I should think about it in order to not piss you off.
Right.
Byrne doesn't seem to access, like, where Brody is definitely being super weird and creepy.
Not at all. I would just say, and the thing is it could be that, Byrne has red flags going up, but all guys send those up, so we don't even know what they are anymore. That's just standard guy feelings.
So, I
would say she would say, I can't accept that.
Yeah, that's what
Especially if she's responding to it with really strong language, like, wow, it looks like real gold. Like, basically going, for a first casual date gift, this is a lot.
Seems like a lot. What? No way, I can't accept that. Is that real gold?
Of course. Please don't hurt my feelings, Byrne. I got this just for you, to commemorate our first date.
Oh dear.
Huh? Oh.
Now she's pausing.
That's a rather extravagant gift for a first date.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't catch it before. I don't really feel comfortable accepting it. Excuse me.
My poor friend.
It is the morning, and my voice is like blah blah.
We should have done more warm-ups.
I feel bad about rejecting his gift, so I give in. I reluctantly take the bracelet and put it on. I hold up my wrist to the light in order to examine it.
And then that behavior, though, I think she does recognize, of him going, like, specifically of, I got it for you, these are the terms under which I got it, for the commemorate our first date, and you will hurt me if you reject it.
Yes.
Like, and don't hurt me by, turning it down kind of thing. And she's like, okay, now I'm familiar with those kinds of terms and conditions of if I don't play along, things go badly.
Right.
And so it's again this experience of Byrne sort of trying to have her own opinion, her own experience, and then still getting the, these are the rules of the world.
Right, in order to examine it.
You don't like it?
Oh, no, it's not that. It's lovely. I'm just not used to receiving such fancy gifts. I got the last one shoved on me, too.
Well, get used to it, because I can give you so much more.
Is this supposed to be another rich guy? Honestly, Alex completely dropped his thing of I'll buy you all the damn shit ever. It was really funny. I kept expecting to, like, weekly gifts shoved into your inbox kind of thing.
That feel when you're doing basically a monster of the week.
Drama of the week, yeah.
That this is pretty poorly done.
And going, the drama of the week is this thing, and then you completely drop it. It's like, no, you've made an establishing shot. He should keep lavishing shit on Byrne if he thinks he's getting returns
Which
for
is
it.
Actually very indicative, I think, of even some anime, which is why I think I don't really watch a ton of anime, because a lot of times when I would watch some of them, there would be this idea of being like, you've established this character, and then they would immediately have to be dropped off because the ensemble cast hadn't been assembled yet, and you couldn't continue them to be pushing into the limelight like all the other ones, because they would all be pushing in the limelight and you could get nowhere. And I'm like, it sounds like you basically did too big of a cast, or you don't know how to handle a large cast
Or
at all.
that you're not familiar with a good establishing shot that doesn't need to be continued.
Right?
You can do a I've just met you, not a I'm gonna be like this in your life forever.
Right?
You know? Or you can do one of those things of going, I've actually seen a couple of anime balance it really well, and I cannot think of what it is.
I
But
can't
there
think
was
of the one
one
that I
where
saw
there was a
either.
bigger cast, and it was basically like, and I will be here, and it's like, and they continue to show up every day of the week, kind of thing. Or, and every Tuesday, they're there like clockwork. And then they, you meet the rest of the cast, and you assume, and that's established as this is ongoing. The
Right.
thing they said was ongoing is ongoing.
Right?
And I'm gonna hit things.
Huh? What do you mean?
Bern, I've liked you since our eyes first met in the club.
I wasn't even
Ooh.
looking. What?
But when you finally looked at me.
When I looked at you, and I was looking over the bar that way. Your eyes!
Well, that's what I mean.
Through your
I
head,
Came,
I saw the ghostly apparition.
right? I came over to talk to you. I didn't really like you before then, but once you made eye contact with me, I was like, hell's yeah, this one.
Yeah, I have run into some dudes in some horror stories where they're just like, there was this guy, and I just looked at him because he was there and he moved, and it was suddenly like the biggest invitation to get harassed for the next 3 to 6 hours.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, oh god.
Making eye contact is not an invitation.
It's really not. Sometimes it truly is just going, you're a person. I'm looking at the person. Hello, person I've never seen before.
Oh my
or going,
God,
you're a
okay.
person and you moved. You
Okay,
know?
so something they teach you when crossing the street, at least that, I learned and was part of, my don't die as a child education, was make eye contact with drivers.
Yeah.
Even if you're at a crosswalk, even if the light's red, make eye contact with the drivers so they know you're there.
Right.
Can you imagine men just getting out of their car? We've made eye contact.
It's time!
In the crosswalk. Beautiful. I
Right,
found you.
I'm here for you.
And you're like, good driving and
Sir.
pedestrian etiquette? No.
Bye.
No, it's fate.
I want you
Fate.
to be my girlfriend.
What? I nearly spit out my drink. Oh, we have drinks now.
It's okay. It's at least not alcoholic because we.
I love it. Like, I love this idea that she grabs a drink specifically off a tray nearby, downs it so she can spit it.
Okay, I love that cartoon experience. You guys haven't even really sat down yet because usually they describe those kind of
Right.
things. Like previously, they've really described that sort of behavior. If I come in, I sit down, I this and that. So we're standing there like at the table where we met him, or at the entrance to the restaurant, kind of thing, because we came in together. We haven't even been seated yet, and somebody walks by when he says this. You just grab a drink off it and just spit it into his face. That cartoon thing, like the Animaniacs, just shove it in your mouth and just. What?
What? I want to get to know you better or reject him.
She doesn't usually do straight out rejections, and this has also been something she's been trying to do for herself.
I know.
Because she seemed like on her own, going, maybe this will be lighthearted and different and something that that's disconnected from the other stuff. And I mean, she's been good at going no if you're trying to invade my space, but not no straight out to a request.
But I'm also like, what does I want to get to know you better mean?
It's not a premium option, so
No.
it should be safe. But okay, so for me in the experience of the dating field of being raised as, a women who aren't allowed to say no, but are nonetheless supposed to, just be allowed to have boundaries.
Let's spend some time with each other.
The idea is going, I just don't know, I would need to get to know you better.
Right?
And then going, well, can I date you? And you go, I don't know you well enough to answer that question. Or maybe we should get to know each other better.
So this is a tip for anybody who's listening who might be identified as a cis dude, okay? This is an experience that actually a lot of women I've heard talk about, and I myself have been made uncomfortable with this particular thing where you're like, we don't know who you are. There is a level of discomfort because either we've been harassed or we have a series of expectations, or it seems pretty sudden, and also you may have shown a lot of aggressive characteristics that we don't know whether or not you will turn on us.
Even without any of those things, for me, it's a lot of, if someone asks me out right away, it requires a large conversation.
Yes.
Because I don't know what to expect from them as a friend, as a hangout, as anything.
I wasn't even talking about
for
that.
me.
So
I'm talking for me.
I know, but I wasn't done. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, so one of the biggest reasons that I have rejected people who asked me really early of, I want you to be my girlfriend or we could be dating, is because I'm going, I don't even know what that means with you. And having a conversation about what it means doesn't necessarily mean, without knowing you very well at all, that we would necessarily have the same definition of terms and things. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I was getting to was really this idea where men go, women can never make up their minds, why wouldn't they just tell me no?
Because they're afraid.
Because they're afraid.
And
Which is
because
what I was going
socially-
to work up to, was going like, on average, so you gotta keep in mind, a lot of women really are truly raised with this idea that they have to appease, they have to be submissive, they have to try to keep things, balanced or whatever
You're not
else.
allowed to say a true no because it's rude. So I've
Mhm.
actually had that too. And I was taught basically when I was younger that you're not allowed to just say no. And if you do say no, you're going to get challenged on why are you saying no? And then you're going to enter a debate as to whether or not your no is valid.
Right.
So one, you're taught not to say no because, well, it's rude. And just that shuts people down and hurts them. So you should basically let them down easy or let them down gently, which
Yes.
isn't saying no. It's saying, well, maybe.
Perhaps.
Which, of course, is a whole song about maybe usually means no.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And then there's this experience of also going, we feel like we're going to get punished or attacked if we say no.
Yes.
Going again, if I don't want to have a long debate with you, I can't say no because no is apparently open for debate.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, in this case, unfortunately, because we're trying to appease the dude, here we go with I want to get to know you better.
Also, I don't think Vern is terribly scared at this point, so I don't think this is like necessarily being assertive or not. This is just sort of behavior
But
going,
also,
I don't know.
I was about to say, it seems a lot more like, internalized, basically, behavior, though. Going like, oh, you're supposed to, yeah, okay. Wow, I'm flattered, but, it's so sudden. I think we should take our time to get to know each other first.
Right, of course. That's why we're here.
So by the end of this date at this restaurant, you'll have your answer.
Yeah, that's usually what I've heard.
That's what I've heard as well,
Yeah.
and it's frustrating.
I understand if you want to think about it, but I promise.
He leans in close.
I'll make it a really easy decision for you.
You'll date me
Whoa,
or you'll
whoa,
die.
Whoa! He surprises me by leaning even closer.
Whoa.
In my shock, I lean back and almost fall out of the chair.
Whoa, I gotcha.
Hi.
With lightning reflexes, Brody catches my body before I fall. Our bodies are close now.
Crackling lightning reflexes.
It's very just uncomfortable.
I just
He
say, Bern
pulls-
has gone from I'm not sure to I am profoundly uncomfortable real fast. Like the whoa hesitation thing, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
So he pulls me close.
I think we're already getting to know each other pretty well. Huh?
Whoa.
Even though I'm sitting in the chair now, he is still holding me. He is so close that I can feel his breath on my skin. He's so handsome. I can't take my eyes off him. That's the thing I'm going with. I close my eyes as he comes in for a kiss because I don't want to see what's going to happen. Our lips touch softly. Suddenly I pull back.
What's wrong?
No, it's nothing. I don't know this guy at all. For some reason, I can't resist him because this is the same problem I have in every other case. And again, like, I will say that I do not really feel this one, unfortunately, as much. This seems really weird, unless basically Byrne is really like, I'm going to be rebelling and fuck Alex, in particular, since Alex has actually now been the most active one of going, you can't see other people, which, except for, Joey and Ben and Nate, but...
I'd like to address this one if I can. This is actually similar to an experience that I've had and one that several girls, young women that I've known have had, where basically there's experience of, one, this is just how dudes behave. Like, this is just it. Two, you're going to try and focus on what's good about the situation because if you focus on what's bad, you're going to freak out. So if like they're pushing into your space, you're trying to go, okay, well, they're really attractive. Well, this could be, sexy, or why can't, but for some reason I can't resist it can be for some reason I can't stop thinking about Alex. For some reason I can't stop thinking about this person. For some reason I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know why.
Right.
But for some reason is a trope that's used a lot in romance of going, I just can't get him off my mind for some reason. And in movies largely written by men that are, romance or comedy romance or just even like profound romance, it's played as this is a behavior of, wow, I really like them. I just don't understand my own feelings yet.
Right.
But in the people that I've known and in my own experiences, there's an experience of going, since I'm not allowed to not want him, and since I'm not allowed to say no, because in the sphere of my upbringing and basically usually the social circumstances under which, dating or men trying to get into your life occur, you're not allowed to just say no. So you have to go, well, why can't I resist him? Because he has social permission to have access to you. But that can't be true because then I wouldn't have bodily autonomy. And everyone says I have bodily autonomy, and that's what reality is. So why can't I resist him? Because he's forcing his way into your life. well, that can't be right because that's not polite, appropriate people behavior.
Right.
So you keep taking away any of the reasons that could
Yeah.
be true.
You keep defanging the actual
You
experience.
keep saying it can't be this because people aren't like that or that doesn't happen in real life.
Wow, adults never do this particular behavior, but yeah,
And
paid
since-
professionals would never steal money.
And the thing is since you keep coming up with reasons in your own mind that are not acceptable in the reality you've been exposed to, then you have an experience of going, none of these things can actually exist, so I don't know. But for some reason, a reason I can't find, some reason I can't resist him. It's because none of your resistances are valid.
Yeah, it's fine. For some reason, I can't resist him.
Then you do like it.
Without another word, he comes back in. He kisses me more aggressively this time. It's a kiss of passion and lust, and I can't hold back. Also, again, like, I guess I could see it for, like, Byrne, again, going, like, I put up my middle finger at the four boys, basically, kind of thing. And mean, like, I have no control, really, in this way of this, like, slow build-up, even with Nate, in that casual way of going, I can't choose. And it's somebody outside of this group for some reason, so it feels a little, that's why I'm saying, like, it feels a little artificial.
I also feel like the only reason this is written here is to have somebody walk in on it.
Oh, God, yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like as much as we're trying to make
Why
it
the
sense,
fuck would you do this in the middle of a restaurant? This
trying
is super...
to make this make sense for the character, that's the thing that we're trying to do. But I feel like for the writers, it really is just we want someone to walk in on this and you to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, pretty much. I returned the kiss as his arms wrapped around me. I could taste the soda he was just drinking. We got drinks. We sat down. I remember the whole, like, we sat down thing, which is why I didn't really correct you.
Oh,
You were
okay.
like, yeah, because we really did. We got in the
I guess
restaurant.
we came in and sat down.
Yeah, but
All
I'm
right.
like, ordering food was beyond me.
I guess they just brought you standard soda. Generic soda is provided.
Would you like the seltzer water?
Psh,
Would you like carbonated water?
that
Like, that's
kind of
all that
thing.
is? Like, ew, that's it. I had tasted soda he was just drinking. We interrupted when our food comes.
Which
didn't
we didn't
fucking order!
It's just the psychic restaurant. It's okay. You show
I-
up, their table's already ready for you, they knew you were coming, and then, they've got the drinks that you would have ordered there, and your food is being cooked.
I'm also like, what fucking fancy restaurant allows you to dip someone and passionately probably French kiss the fuck out of them?
in the
public?
middle of everywhere. Usually there's excuse me, people. On the other hand, it could be you haven't been there for that long, and so while it is uncomfortable, it's hard to interrupt and just stop people. And a lot of staff, even if that's what they're supposed to be doing, they'll usually go and tell their manager, and if when their manager comes out, you're not doing it anymore, they can't really tell you to stop because it's not happening where they can see.
Yeah, there's also that issue too that I have definitely been that person who has worked just in retail, where sometimes you're like, I don't get paid to do that, and also I could literally get either like attacked or whatever else. Like, fuck that.
I keep being afraid to tell people that they need to be wearing their masks inside of venues because I am concerned that they will jump at me and or try to contaminate me with their, experience because they're angry at me telling them not to, that they need to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Also, as a civilian who's not employed there, it's not my job, but it's really uncomfortable to be in the grocery store that has big signs everywhere. You must wear a facial covering. If you do not have one, please leave. And just have people walking around without masks.
Yeah, no, it's incredibly distressing right now in the middle of a pandemic. I gotta tell you, like,
It's also weird sometimes when the kids around, like when you have a group and a family, and sometimes one of the kids, usually like a preteen or early teen, is just kind of quietly covering their face, trying to, not be seen or be participatory because they feel the social pressure, but they just don't have a mask.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We are out of time. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you are having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We have some links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!